Guys, I couldn't see you. Hey, come on in. I'm going to start. Hey, Cole, start with your arms overhead and pull down. Now you have a band. Oh, grab a band. Grab a band and pull down. I'll wait. We'll just let this be the warm up. Hi, guys. We'll just let that be the warm up. Pull. So we'll start with the band overhead and pull down. The first we'll kind of make as our warm up. Oh, everybody's coming in, so just let these be your warm up. Hello, guys. Hi, grab a band. Hi, Michelle, grab a band and pull the arms overhead and in front of you. So I'm going to sneak in closer just so you can see exactly, but you see I'm pulling it in front and exhale. Okay, now I'm going to step back. You got it. And pull. Neck is soft. Let's go over the cues. Knees are soft. Wrists are not perfectly neutral, but they're not excessively bent. They're just doing the best they can to be in line with the form. Let's take one more. Now, if you started with me earlier, your arms are probably tired, so take a little bit of a shoulder roll here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. And then take the band. This is going to be a dynamic stretch behind you and in front and behind and in front. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now the band we're going to leave behind us at your shoulder blade. Press forward, but kind of at a diagonal, like you're going to the front corners of your room. Knees are soft. And 4, neck is soft. So anytime you could easily move. 6. And what I like is that there's a, let me check how you're doing, Cole. You've got your band. Yeah, you've got your band. If you want, Cole, if you put it underneath your arm, it doesn't rub your shoulders. But now, yeah, you may find it's more comfortable. I like it. Okay, great. All right. And take 5, 4, 3, 2. Now there's this bonus we're going to add if you would like. Out here, take 10 little pulses as a bonus if you'd like. Neck soft. 5, 4, 3. And then bring that down. Good. Let your shoulders do this circle. Up and around. Nice. Really good. Step on the band with a heel or 2. 2 heels for most of us. If your band is super tight, you might just like 1 heel, but bend your elbows. That's it, and lower. And bend, good. Knees soft. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Neck is soft. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now take the, I just want you to, you can drop it or do something with it. Just take a little release, and it's kind of like your loose leaves on a clothesline and the wind's blowing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you need a sip, grab it, but otherwise you'll go back to your band. I need a sip. Step on the band with 2 heels. Face your palms towards you. And elbows are out to the sides. Yes, but your wrists are lower than your elbows. You're having 2 bands most likely on this, unless your band is super taut and then you have 1 heel. Elbows go up, but the wrists are in line with the forearm so it doesn't hurt your wrist. You want the wrist to be happy. And out. caught up together. 10, 9, shoulders and biceps. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now I'm going to have a step off of that, and I'm going to get close so you can see me for sure. Put one hand behind you, one hand around your skull, one hand at your low back. Catch the band. Hold the hand so it's like an anchor. Hold the band like it's an anchor. Up with the other one. Now, anytime the arms are overhead, the low back could do this little extra arch thing. So pull the ribs down. And 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, I like that you're controlled on the way up and the way down. That back of the arm is super important for preventing hip fractures. 14. And most of life is automated, so got to go after those arms. 16, 17, 18, 19. Now we're going to switch it up so the other hand is now at top. The other hand is now at bottom. Hold on with your bottom arm, and it's an anchor. You can adjust the tension. After you do 1 or 2, you can usually tell if it's too easy or too hard. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 20. Nice job. Give that a little release. Take the band. Step on the band. So one hand and the same side heel has the band underneath. You're going to open out like a T, but it doesn't quite have to be as high as your arm. The T is also slightly ahead of you, not behind you for sure. 4. And your neck is long. Should feel like shoulder, but not neck. Why don't we try 5 more so we're all together? 16, 17, bodies up, 18. Now we're going to change the foot and change the hand. Seventeen, 18, 19. Now let that go. Take a moment. Release your shoulders. See if you could take your arms in front, kind of like a parallel to the floor V, but a little lower than shoulder height. Pull wide. I'm going to turn so you can see me from this side too. Pull to your chest. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now take a moment to put one hand at one end and one hand just as an anchor. You're going to push the elbow straight. You might have to grab more band, and it's called bow and arrow. Yep. Make it comfortable. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See if you can do 5 more. If you're tired, just wait for the other one. 11, 12, 13, 14, looking good, and 15. Now we're going to go to the other side. You're going to put one hand as an anchor, one hand holding on. Push out. 2, 3, 4. Nice. And this is one of my favorites. Find a place to stretch, somewhere behind you. And if you're, I know it's behind you, but if you can try to keep your wrists straight, it'll feel better and be better. So you don't want that to happen. So just a little bit of a neutral tuck. Now find another place that feels good. There's no wrong answer, but basically 3 places behind us is what we're doing for the 3-way pec stretch. Also, you can add a breath to the upper chest and back and try one more angle. This one feels really good. So everybody's different, don't worry. This is all posture, all for shoulder health because our arms are so generally fold forward in life. So that's one of my favorites. Oh, let the blood flow come back. Grab a sip if you want, and then grab a weight that you can do a bicep curl to, which is going to be a heavier weight. I'd say 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, somewhere in there. So the thing that you can also do is change weights in the middle and just continue its drop set, or you could do more reps. So you can, soften your knees. You can bend your elbows and lower. So I'm going to show you on that set, on this one, what I mean. The main thing is you're stimulating the muscle more than it's used to. And I'll just use the word stress. You're stressing it beyond its normal workload so that it has to break down and get stronger. That's your goal. So you could even use bags of oats and it would work as long as you're stimulating that muscle more than it's used to. Good. I like how I don't see anyone in their neck. Your knees are soft. So let's say you're done and you're done with that weight. You could put those down and pick up a slightly lighter weight and keep going. Great, Michelle. I love it. So we call it drop set too. Looks great. Try one more. And then you're going to lower these down safely. So when we lower and lift, we're going to, not round our back. We're going to try to be good form even when we're picking up and lowering weights. Take your hands behind you. If they'll interlace, do that and then lift. 5, 4, that looks great. 3, 2, and this one, you're going to make sure you're not poking your head forward, that you're just keeping your ear in line with your shoulder and just your arms are stretching up. Inhale. I like to give a little release because sometimes there's just a little tension in the body, so just release afterwards. Nice. And we're going to do a lighter weight this time. Let me show you the move. It's going to be lateral raise. It looks like this. So you will use a lighter weight than you did with your biceps, but I'm also going to say that you could do your drop set, which is where you have that weight. If you get to 10 and you're like, hey, I need to lighten it, you just put that down, pick up your lighter one, and you keep going. Especially with the group class and weight training, you just make it to where you feel safely aligned, but also stimulated to fatigue, to challenge. Knees are soft here. Neck, everything I'm saying is just to make sure, but everybody's neck looks good, not tense. There is a little softness to your elbows here. So you could be done, you could be getting another weight that's lighter. You could rest for a moment and then add 2 more reps. So you're just kind of finding creative ways to stimulate the muscle. Let's lower that down. Now with your inhale, go up and over, and just, this is half moon, just add a little movement. Breathe, move, breathe. Inhaling. Breathe into that rib cage too. Go up and over. Ooh. And I love the little movement, just like a dynamic opening. Can be in your arm too. Inhale, all this gets breath. Bring that down. Good. Give a little release. And we're going to take an overhead tricep. You can take one heavier weight or two smaller weights. So this time I'm going to take one heavier weight with your elbows, and actually I'll push up. This can be, yeah, you can see me, that's good. You can do this seated if you felt like you needed fewer joints to stabilize here. You could do it kneeling if you needed. And it has a nickname, shave the back of the head. Your ribs are pulled down a little. Looks good, everybody. 7, strong. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, if you've had enough, you can grab a lighter weight or just rest or be done, but let's try to get 2 more. 2 fatigue. Everybody looks good. 1 more. Now carefully take your weight and you're going to use your legs and right hand pat yourself on the back. Good, good, Kira. And when your arm goes overhead, still tuck your rib. Pat yourself on the back, but then I like to add a lean away from the arm that you're holding on to. 5. Oh, so good. Come up, hand to elbow, and I'm deliberately not holding these so long that we're loosey-goosey. I just want to start to touch the muscles so there's no tension. There's a little length, but we're not holding it so long that it's overly stretched, and then we pick up a weight again, so not till the end. So let that go, kind of shake it out. We're going to do a front raise, and it's going to be like this. So it's kind of like mummy arms or Frankenstein arms. So a lighter weight, and it may be lighter than the one we did earlier. All right, it will be, or you just do fewer. So there's a couple ways you can do this, and I'll just start with both hands, neck soft. Now, depending on what weight you have available, there you go, Betty, you just correct and you change it. If it were too hard and you needed a way to modify, you would just do right, left, right, left, right, left. That's another way, or you lighten the weight. But let's say you don't really have a lighter weight, you just do right, left. So there's always a way to stimulate the muscle safely. What I like is you're not going over shoulder height right now. We're just going to go to shoulder height and lower. And what I like is your knees are soft. Your neck isn't really in this, right? You could move your neck at any time and it's not congested. Your jaw is not in this, meaning you're not clenching. I really like it. Lower those down. Take a breather. One arm goes across and just nice. I'm going to have us do a sip too. Good call. And just hold that and kind of circle it. We try to drink 8 to 12 ounces within a class. Come to the other side. You're releasing your wrists, releasing your fingers. You're making sure we don't look like we've been holding. We don't look like we're holding weights even when we're done with our class. So you've got this opening in your hand. Good, Betty. I am going to grab a sip if you would like one. Cole, I know you got one. I'll meet you back in a moment. For an upright row, which looks like this. So it's going to be a heavier weight because we also have a bent elbow happening here. So your hands face you, your body. Good, Jean, and your elbows go out. Now 1, 2. Karen, and then lets that go. Use your legs. Take an interlace finger position at the low back and just lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to do a set of push-ups. I'm going to offer these on the wall, or if you want your couch, Betty, that's just fine. But basically your hands are on the wall or the couch, and you're far enough away that you can feel your triceps. And 4, yep, 5, yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now make the elbows close to your ribs. It's going to feel a little bit more triceps. 10 more. 9, 8. I also like doing these because it's just a great reminder if you're running chores in your house. You could just say, oh, I need to just get a few triceps in here, get a few push-ups in my day without really breaking momentum on your task. 2 and 1. Now your hands are behind you. You can interlace and lift. I do want to offer that if you would like an advanced stretch of this, you can put your palms together and do a prayer pose up. And I am going to have us go down now, so you're going to see a tilt. If you also would like to tilt your screen, you can. Grab 1 or 2 bands. 1 or 2 bands around your feet. So the back is a pretty strong muscle group, and that's why I'm offering that double banded or 1 heavy band. Cross the straps like an X. Let me get my booty back. Bend your elbows. Let me get my booty further back so you can see my feet. You got it, Betty. And then exhale. Yeah. Okay, good. Good job. Those of you guys that have elastic tubings, or even, that have dynabands, you know you can't really store them in sunshine spots like a window sill because they break down easier. And then every now and then you have to put a powder on them or something because the oils from our hands can break them down. And just know that way they don't snap on you. Over time they probably will anyway, but just, make sure you put powder on them every now and then. And don't leave them in the sun, or don't let them get wet. All right. Now this is a bonus. You can rotate your side and pull right. Rotate left. Rotate right. Yeah. Now can you feel your torso? Is it rotating about the same? If you would like one more cue, you flip your palms, supinate it up as you turn, and then put it back. You supinate it. Supinate just means it's like you have a cup of soup in your hand, the palm is up, and rotate. All right, let's try 4 more. 4, bicep, rear deltoid. 3, lat. 2. Now we're going to take out one of the bands if you had 2. Cross the band like it's an X. So it's an X. Put your elbows close to your side. And close. Now open up your forearms. Let me scoot back so you can see my feet. Good. So I have it around the low part of my heel arch. There's this 5th metatarsal that has a sensitive styloid process on it, that kind of bump that goes out. I like to put it just below that so it doesn't feel bad on my bones. Just make sure it feels good on your feet. Your wrists are neutral because sometimes we can accidentally lead with the wrist. Good. Neck is soft. This is for shoulder health, external rotation. You see in almost every shoulder program for rehab. We like to do it for rehab, prehab. 4, 3, 2. Now let that down for a moment and just kind of, there's no right or wrong way, just get some mobility. Now this next one, it's like a T. And if it's too hard with your band, then you can uncross it and you'll be fine. Good, Betty. That's it. Rear deltoid, rear shoulder, but not neck. All right, so far everybody looks great. Does anyone else sneeze to coffee sometimes? All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now again, just give yourself a little release. You're going to uncross the band. You see how it's uncrossed? You're going to put your arms low, but not so low they run into the floor, and not so close to your hips they hit your hips. So a low V with your arms. You're tall. If you need a prop, you can sit on a pillow. Like if it is hard for you to sit without your back rounding, then don't be uncomfortable. Put a pillow down and get your back in a healthy position. All right, so resist, resist. Good, Jean, that's it. Rear body, I like to focus on the posterior chain because so much of our life is anterior is the front chain, and we want to make it easier to stand up tall over time and combat the forces of daily living, which are forward. Looking good, looking good. Let that go for a moment. I want us to take an arm. This is actually a Pilates move, but just hold a stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now go up and over to the other side and just touch the lateral flexion. 5, 4, breathe. 3, neck is soft. 2, and 1. Inhale, come up. Now wrap the band around again. Just like to release accumulated tension. So that's all that is. Now you're in parallel, lean back a bit, but think about a scoop. Bend your elbows and then straighten them. Bend and straighten. If you need a tiny bit more work, lift your elbows up a little bit and then do it. If you need it less, then put your elbows back to your hips, right? So you kind of manipulate it. Good, up. And you have this exhale pulling your belly in. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then come up. Let me just give us a little shoulder release. I'm going to do one where it's like an X. I want you to see it's kind of like a flattened X. That's the pattern. I'm pulling back away from my feet. Yep. One arm is slightly higher than the other, and then you switch. Pull both arms though. So both of my arms pull. Good. Betty, it looks great. And you don't have to go higher than your shoulder if you don't want to, Karen, if you just want to keep it like, yep, there. Just what I'm trying to do is keep it as high a benefit, as low a risk as possible. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, we're going to get rid of that for a moment. Take your arms out like a T, and again, just rotate, 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 and put your hands down. Now hold that stretch. 5. Inhale, open. Exhale, rotate, hold that stretch. Now, inhale, come forward. I'm going to turn so I can show you the rack posture. We tend to do this, but I'll just go up, 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 palm back. Catch the floor, but not heavy on your hands. It's not for weight bearing, and then hands to the floor. It's not weight bearing, it's more friction. I like to walk them closer together if you need more stretch. Elbows soften, then lift from the heart up. So not by weighting your hands, but from the inside. Your fingers are pointing away from your hips. And your heart's lift. Yep, there you go, Cole. If you don't feel it, Cole, walk your hands further away from your body or closer together. Now soften the elbows a ton and then lift your heart. 5, yep, 4. And if you have any bandwidth, you can even just gently sway. Now let that go. We're going to do a chest press, and I'm going to take this off. So you're going to want a heavier weight. If chest press doesn't serve you, you can always do push-ups. Also grab a sip if you want. So that's good, guys. You're doing great. With the chest press, a heavier weight, I may demonstrate that a pillow under the head. 1, that way I can see you better. But 2, if your low back tends to kind of go off the mat, you can make sure to put your feet on the floor, and your hand weights are going to, when you straighten them, one end of each weight kisses, and then you bend your elbows, the upper arm hits the floor, and then you push up, and then you bend your elbows, and they don't have to be out at 90 degrees perpendicular to the body. They can be in just a little bit closer, like 85 degrees. So right here, don't feel like you have to lift your elbows so high they're in line with your shoulder. But you inhale, your ribs are down, and you exhale and you push. Inhale, and I'm looking, yeah, your weight touches like it kisses. Bend your elbows and then straighten them. You're in. And I like everybody's wrists look good, but just notice your wrists are fairly neutral. They're not being bent backwards by your weight. Good. Your feet on the floor will help you keep your ribs down on the mat so that your ribs don't lift. Also just a little conscious abdominal tone there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to lower those when you're ready and just take a full body stretch. When you do the full body stretch, you can also reach through your arms and reach through your legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, inhale, and then exhale, bring the feet back and put your hand weights in again. Now see if you can hug a tree. I want you to feel right now with the arms above, both ends of the weight are kissing, and then you open up like there's this hug, this tree, and then you touch both ends of your weights. Make sure when you open your arms, your hands don't get away from you, your weights don't get away from you, and that they touch the floor. Yeah, you have tone. I'm seeing everyone's good. I just want to double check and reinforce that. I have a hypermobile friend who let her elbows bend backwards and her hand weights were touching the floor, and her elbows kept hyperextending with that weight when she was doing them on her own, and it hurt her elbow because she's a hyperextensive person. So I really want to make sure if you're hypermobile that you don't let that happen. I'd rather your weights be nowhere near the floor on this one and be safe. So Karen, you look good. Buddy, you look good. Michelle, good. Good, Jean. Good, Cole. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now release those, get those somewhere safe out of the way. Full body stretch. Wiggle through your fingers as well. 5, reach through your legs. 4, 2, inhale, and exhale. Really good. All right, now we're going to take a foam roller, and if you want to sip, take your sip. Mine's in the corner. Grab your foam roller. You might clear your space. And I focus on posture strength a lot, just because that's what I see needs it in our life. So you're going to put your belly down, and you're wide on your arms like a V. Okay. Pinky side of your hand down, kind of like a knife. You might imagine you have knife hands. And lift up. Now, if you didn't have a foam roller, or if your foam roller's uncomfortable, you can do this on the floor and just do your swan. There is a little bit more challenge with your foam roller. Go up and down. Good. As you do this, just do it your own pace. Check your neck. You may have to just release any wrinkles of tension. Lift up. Lift up. Now stay up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, lower, but we are going to do that 2 more times. So come up, hold for 10. Once you're up, 10, breathe, 9, 8, so good, 7, looks great, 6, 5, 4, it's going to make it easier to stand up taller during long days, and lower, and relax. This is an endurance muscle group. Here we go, 1 more time. Inhale up, breathe, find a place where you can hold it for a 10 count comfortably, no strain. You could easily move your head, your belly lifts up. It's okay if you feel your triceps working like crazy. Inhale. And relax into your child or puppy pose. So if, let's say you had a knee issue going on, you could leave your booty in the air. I like to do puppy pose with my hands on the roller, or sorry, child pose with my hands on the roller, because it lets my chest get a little bigger stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now go back down to belly. We're going to do one possible add-on, that if you don't want to add this layer, you just do your normal swan on your foam roller. So let me just demonstrate. Go up and hold. If you would like to add on, you're taking one hand off and you touch your hamstring, and then you put it back. You try to stay up just as high with only one arm on that roller as you touch your left hamstring. So just know this is a layer, this is an option. You could stay with the one that I saw everybody do just a moment ago and keep getting stronger. So it's not a, there's a win-win here. You can have a win-win possibility. But if you can, with one arm, you're really pressing to keep your height. You're really trying to keep your shoulder blades down. Your neck is also easy. 4 more or so. You've got to listen to your body. 3, 2, good, Jean. Now both hands go on, and I like to just set it again. Just set yourself strong. 10, 8, just set strong. 6, 5, good. Every inhale lifts you a bit. 3, 2, nice job, guys. Come back to your child pose. I'm going to offer it with the hands on the foam roller. Relax your head. 5. Okay. Now the opposite muscle group is some abdominals. So take your forearms on your on your mat. Grab a sip if you want. I saw you wiped off. That was good. Now forearms down. When you're on your foam roller, you really want to toe together, like toe internally rotate so you don't roll out your shins. All right. You're going to either stay or bend your knees, inchworm, and push out. Again, toes towards each other will roll out your shin. Bend your knees and then push out. Bend your knees and then push out. Bend your knees and push out. Bend your knees and push out. 8, 9, 10. Now relax. You may have to adjust your mat. I'm actually going to get rid of mine for these. Now try hip lift, which is like a pike or like a upside down V. Another way to think of it is like a dolphin. So let your elbows down. Ooh, I have an idea. I'll just put my elbows on the mat. Now put your forearms down or elbows down. Lift your hips like a upside down V and then come back down. Lift your hips. Now, if that were too hard on your roller, Cole, you could always just do this with your feet on the floor and do plank pike. 5, 4, 3, 2, recover. Woo! Guys, that was awesome. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to do one knees corner to corner, so it's an inchworm, but you have this oblique angle toward, so knees go to left elbow-ish, plank, knees go to right elbow-ish, plank. All right, now I'm glad you're getting warm, Betty. These are very heat inspiring. So I heard it was 28 there this morning, I think, or yesterday. So you're going to bend your knees to your left elbow, then go plank, and then bend your knees to your right elbow, and then go plank. Bend your knees to your left elbow, bend your knees to your right elbow. The option always could be just hold a normal plank. Recover. Woo! Guys, I'm just going to tell you about the next one while you're resting, and it's a pike, but you go to the corner and then you do plank. You pike up to one corner. So it's kind of like an oblique pike or an oblique flamingo. I'll demo a couple if you're still not sure what I mean. Forearms down. You go up, and you see how I'm kind of oblique, and back to plank. And you go up. Now, it's okay if you have to adjust your foam roller. Up, up. Is that making sense, Miss Cole? Up, and obliques. Next off, though, really take care, like you might think of your neck as the first cue. One more each, I think. Depends on where you started. And recover. Ah! Don't want any more of those, do we? All right. Now, lie on your back. I'm going to put my foam roller back. And I just want to barely touch the hamstrings with the glutes. And I'm not going to do a ton of these because we do them all week, but just put your feet on your foam roller and lift up and down 10 times. I'm going to save time to foam roll a few things. But just, are your booty cheeks both firing? Can you feel them both? Both should be firing. Just take about 10. If you want a bonus at the top, just take 10 little pulses. Then we at least touch our bridge muscles, right? This is an exercise you can do every day. All right, lower down and take your hands to your feet. Ah. Okay, use your hands, pop up. Take your your roller, and you're gonna put it at your upper back. What I'd like is you have your hands helping your neck so you don't have any stress. Lift your booty, roll out your upper back. Good, Karen, grab that. Now, by now you may know your own favorite tendencies, but I'll just say some. You could do a slight extension here. I have a rib that sometimes rotates out a little bit, and I can just put it right back in with this extension and rolling over a foam roller, so maybe you have something like that. Or you could flex, or you can roll a little right and hit the edge of that scapula, or maybe hit the left more. at this lat now. So this lat is where it wraps or twists underneath the armpit. And it's neat to do a little pre-test. How do you feel? And then just sort of notice. I know I don't have my legs perfectly aligned. And then just see. I love stretching, is so nice, and then foam rolling, because you get some instant feedback. If you roll back a little, you may also feel your deltoid on the rear, posterior deltoid. Roll forward. I want you to find what you work. Sometimes maybe you have a little tricep tenderness and you want to roll that out. But this muscle, if it's tight, it turns the arms inward like a gorilla. It creates shoulder issues. So it's internal rotation. It can create back pain. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now you could just see, did that help? Did that change anything for you? Awesome. So that felt good. I can feel a release. Yep, good. Try the other one. Armpit, and then kind of like the back of the armpit. Also, if you have shoulder, what's one side feel like compared to the other? You're just noticing without judgment. Maybe you feel something further back on the scapula, that border. There's teres minor attaches there. It's always tight, or it's always feeling tender. Try that. 10, 9. Good, Cola. You have a question. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Make sure your jaw's happy. 3, 2, and 1. You can even just see how that fit. How does that feel? I love it all. So we did upper back, lat, lat. Now I'd like to offer that you do a little quad. So take your forearms on the mat, take your quads, and just roll them out gently. Let me show you a few. You can bend and straighten. You can leave them long. You can find what you work. You can toe out like your Charlie Chaplin. You can toe in. You can deviate more left. You can deviate more right. Five, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Try a little bit of your hip. Now take your right ankle to left thigh. Karen, if your wrist doesn't like this one, you can also do it leaning forward. So I'm just going to show a few things. You can do this. Betty, I always think of you with this one. I hope that you're still feeling, yeah. It's like you can't go wrong with this. Generally, so there's a greater trochanter, sacrum, anywhere in there. Those 6 deep external rotators. You could roll your knuckles under too if you're having trouble. I think, yeah, I don't want you to hurt your wrist. I mean, you can even do it like, you can get benefit. You know, there's a million ways to get it. I want you to feel like you're getting something. I've got my knuckles folded under. You may not be able to see because it's a screen, but that's another way. If you really just true up your wrist and you've got your fingers, feel that? Yeah. Now, I'm just switching legs. It's almost like, you know, I just wanted to kind of touch some of these muscles, guys. So, sometimes you don't know what muscles need it till you get on it. So that's normal, but keep breathing. Try to notice any tension that accumulates somewhere else, and we'll try to keep that low. The thing about foam rolling is you're getting a little bit of a workout because you've got good alignment in the areas. You don't want to hurt your shoulders, so you've got your shoulder blades down the back. Greater trochanter has attachments on it, that hip on the side. Good, Karen, that's it. Yep. Yep. Now, just take a moment. Good, and I want to offer the inner thigh one. It's a pretty cool one, so just do the best you can on this, but you know how we do frog pose sometimes? Just do the best you can. Put your forearms down. Now watch how I lift up. This inner thigh. Now the back leg, I'm doing, see how I lifted up my thigh? So I'm kind of like a plank with my right knee off the floor, but my left inner thigh is getting rolled. Good, Michelle. Good. Cole, I'm betting you feel that. Just because it's helpful running muscles, you got it. Karen, you good? Yeah, so you feel how you're almost doing a little bit of a plank in your forearms, and then your other knee is off the floor with the toes curled under, kind of like a plank. And then near your pelvis, there's some pectineus muscles, so stability. If you had, Betty, I haven't talked to you about your knees lately, but when you rock down Roanoke Mountain, just see, this may feel good. Anything around the knee. There's this muscle that wraps around and attaches at the pes insurinus, and you can access part of it here. So if you feel like one little wiry muscle, that would help that knee. Why don't we just hit the other side? Just want to touch it. Your left, so see how my left leg's almost like I'm doing a plank. It's off the floor, and then roll the inner right. Good. It's almost like frog on one side. Good, and then that's good. Jean, that's great. It's not a glamorous looking workout, but it's just real functional. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and then guys, I just want to touch that IT. If you would like, you can put your forearm down and just touch it. For most people, you have to have this foot on the floor because it takes some of the weight off. If you've been rolling out a lot, or you just don't feel that tension, you can, stack it up. I'm going to show with the foot down though. And there's basically greater trochanter towards the knee, but leave a couple inches from the knee. You can kind of lean up and you get that outer hamstring. You can kind of lean down and you get that outer quad. So why don't we just think about hitting it? 10, 9, and Betty, this is another one for knee. 8, 7. If it's really tight, your hip can hurt or your knee can hurt. When I raced bikes, my hip would hurt like I had arthritis feeling, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, but it felt arthrogenic in nature. And all I had to do was roll out my IT and it would go away. So, because the band is over that hip and over that knee, so when it's too tight, it kind of compresses. So try the other side if you haven't already. When I switched just now, my right foot's about 1 inch longer than my left. That's all IT-ish. So you may feel that too. But I need my left leg longer because it's my, it's, if anything gets tight. All right, so feel that. Roll forward if you want. Roll back. Yep, good. Keep breathing. Make sure your neck's good. Make sure your jaw's good. Ten, 9, 8, 7. All right. Take a moment, and we're going to take a seated posture because I worked right up into time, so I just need a moment to have us to assimilate everything. So take a hand to your heart, feel your whole body. Embody that sense of strength and flexibility of fascia that's pliant and elastic, like a gazelle running through on the earth, or like a deer running, mountain lion. So just embody that. And when you go through your day, just keep that energy in mind. Sometimes our body goes back to an old pattern. Let's say you hurt yourself 2 years ago. Sometimes it can still go to a pain posture, but we have a new posture now, so that we're going to receive that we just take advantage of the strength, flexibility, open spine, pliancy, and set that as your intention to just be in touch with your current body state right now and not to adapt an old posture pattern. So with so much appreciation, thank you guys so much. Happy Tuesday. Bye guys. Thank you so much. I hope you feel